Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this conference. My name is Mariano Doncel. I am Master Business Innovation, and I have the pleasure to be here with you to talk a bit about what is digital innovation if we take that concept and bring to the business. Okay, the first reflection that I wanna invite you is to think, what do you understand for innovation? Sometimes more people think that innovation is related with creativity, but in the fact is that it's something that you should manage. It's a discipline that you should manage, and this is the beginning of the this topic. This person that you can see here is Mr. Perry. He is the CEO of Accenture, so it's a very important company around the world that is working especially with big companies. And he says something like the digital is the main reason because the most of the companies around the world have disappeared since 2000. That is happened because a lot of people didn't notice something that started in 2001. This movement started in that year, as you can see here in the slide. These you can see here the principal companies with the biggest valuation around the world. You can see here, for example, General Electric, that the valuation for that year it was almost $400 billion, and the unique company that was in this ranking was Microsoft. But if you have a look of the another one, Exxon, oil and gas, Citibank, banking, Walmart, and nothing changed each year. 2006, Microsoft just moved a little bit. In 2011, you can see that Apple, for first time, start to be one of the most important companies because of his valuation with $376 billion. But what is surprising is that after 2016, all companies with the biggest valuation in the world are companies that are working with digital. Apple in the first place, Alphabet, that is the owner of Google. In the second one, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook. What is more interesting to have a look about this is that Apple, this company was working with hardware and software, the integration, the system. Alphabet, if you think about what is Alphabet, is the idea of one library but on the cloud. Amazon is the concept of the normal stores, but right now all in digital. And Facebook, the normal way the people keep in touch, social network, but right now in a digital environment. All this was happening, and not all people, not all company, not all entrepreneurs did have a look about what were happening, and they weren't prepared. And right now, as you can see, all markets, all industries have been changed for digital companies that right now are the biggest players in the field. But we are on time in Latam. Unicornios arrived to Latam, but already we have the experience what happened a few years ago in USA. Already we have some unicorns in Latam. If you have a look and you check what happened here in Latin America, you can notice that Brazil is the gigant here, the most important and most interesting ecosystem in Latin America, which have the biggest number of unicorns, as you can see here in this slide. For me, so interesting, Nubank. You can see here, Nubank, let me show you here. Nubank achieved one valuation of 30 billions of dollars in less than 1 decade. This company is exactly that. Is the normal business of banking, but right now with the concept of digital. For maybe some of you have heard, but Nubank, yes, is from Brazil, but the founder is a Colombian guy. His name is David Vélez, and he had such a great opportunity to know how works all this system in USA. He used to work for one venture capital, Sequoia Ventures, and he brought all that fresh ideas to Latin America. But in Colombia, we also have one unicorn, Rappi. I'm not sure if all countries around Latin America have heard about Rappi. Maybe yes, but for those that know, let me introduce you. Rappi is one business model, like for example, Foodora or Deliveroo. This kind of business model that in an app you can choose whatever you wanna eat in a restaurant, and they are going to go to the restaurant, pick up your food, and bring you to the home or wherever you are. That simple business that is the delivery system normal. I think that you have to be a visionary to think that that kind of stuff could be something so big like a company of $5 billion just because you bring all the concept to solve some simple problems of people like saving time. That is the main purpose of Rappi, saving time and make all easier. Duolingo. Duolingo is one company. His founder is from Guatemala, and his valuation is the $700 million. What is interesting is that it's a normal problem that in Latin America we usually have. We struggle a lot with the English, and Duolingo is a digital way to solve that problem. And look, if a company have one valuation of $700 million, that means that that company is doing something great because the people is using a lot. And in Argentine, I think when I have a talk with my friends, I always tell them that Argentine they have interesting stuff. For example, the Spanish rock and roll. They were like the pioneers in Latin America. They have delicious pizza, but never say something like that to the Italian people. And they were some of the first market that start to be into the business of digital. There you can find Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre get a valuation of almost 69 billion of dollars, what means that Mercado Libre is the biggest digital and unicorn here in Latin America. And Despegar.com, I don't know if you remember how was the business model of the normal agencies before, that you go into the office, you ask for a ticket, and you never know if you will receive a good price because that's depending about the situation, if you have good feeling with the seller. But right now you can do all that stuff done for yourself. You just have to go and register in the website and check for yourself what is the best deal for you. Here you can find the valuation of the Despegar is almost more or less $962 million. What I wanna let you know or share with you is the idea that here in this moment we have in a special moment of the history that all these technologies are changing the normal way that the markets work. But to understand that, you need to understand the context. And the context is given for this guy, the Professor Klaus Schwab. The Professor Klaus is the founder, or one of the co-founders of the World Economic Forum. And in one meeting of the World Economic Forum in 2015, he introduced for first time the quote or the term, the fourth industrial revolution. And what he means is that always is there a special technology that changed all and changed the way that humans related between us, changed the way that the markets behave. And the first important thing that I would like to share here today is that if we are talking about of four revolutions, we should know that the first revolution was the technology of steel machinery that happened between 7060 and 8030, and it was this technology that was developed in UK. What was great about this technology, it was that make shorter the long trips and make easier to carry mercancy between the different countries, regions, and people. For this first revolution, I think that it was the beginning of our system of capitalism. The second one, it was the mass production. Here you can find two different technologies that both of them join, and the result of that is the second revolution. You can have a look here. The electricity. This is the one of the technologies, and the mass production. But when they join, that means that the fabrics are able to work 20 hours per 7 days. What is great, because thanks to this, the efficiency of to production make it easier and cheaper the products. What means that, for example, the technology of a car or another stuff begin cheaper, and the medium class are able to buy all that kind of technology. In the case of the car, it was Henry Ford that introduced the car, and thanks that he can make so efficient the way to produce the car, he is able to mass the car to everywhere around the world. The third revolution is the revolution of information of technology. In Colombia, we have one beautiful example of what is the power of this technology. Is a Radio Sutatensa. Radio Sutatensa was a normal local radio, but what make interesting that example here is that Radio Sutatensa take the possibility to people that didn't live next to the school to learn, to get the knowledge necessary for people that wanna study in secondary level. In special for Latin America, that this was so interesting because for our geography, a lot of people have exactly the same role. And this technology, after Radio Sutatensa made in Colombia, it was applied in different countries. Here in the third revolution, you can also talk about television, the phone, and here you can find also the beginning of internet. And right now, this is the moment of the fourth revolution, the revolution of the automatization. But here we have something interesting here, is that there is not just one technology. According to OCDE, at least there are 4 or 5 technologies that are changing all the world that we know right now. The technology of mobility, the cloud computing, and IoT, Internet of the Things, artificial intelligence, and big data. If you think about what is that, just think about Google Maps, as you can see in the slide. Just think what is able to make Google Maps for you. Google Maps to give you the information where you are exactly. He have to know exactly the point thanks to the GPS. thanks to the local maps, they can cross all information and they are able to tell you what is the shortest way to arrive to whatever place that you want to go, even if you are not able, for example, to communicate with the locals. I think, just let me give you an example. I live in Warsaw, in Poland, and as you maybe you know, but or maybe you don't, but Polish language is one of the hardest countries in the world. But even that, more of you can arrive to Poland and just with a cell phone, a smart cell phone, you can go wherever you want, even if you don't speak Polish. For that reason, these kind of technologies are giving you a lot of data, but they first they process the data and give you almost ready that you are able to take decision in a faster way. If you take these, for example, and you apply to the company context, that means, for example, that when you have something that is not is a process that always you repeat and repeat all the time, you can use all this technology to make that easier, faster, and cheaper. So, but while we are talking about innovation in the context of technology, after the Second World War, this picture is when the Soviets arrived to Berlin and officially the Second World War finished. After this war, the world joined effort to develop the local capacities to through the commerce, achieve a better quality of life of the people, especially in Europe, because you know that Europe was the part more affected after the Second World War. And as a result, you can see, for example, different kind of rankings, and all of them compete about who of them are able to make more innovation, that the innovation happen. You in here you have the Bloomberg ranking. You can see, for example, Germany, South Korea, Switzerland, Israel is a great example, Finlandia, Denmark. The most important and interesting thing is that more of these countries are able to do what they're doing because they have the capacity to change and transform the knowledge in business. This is example. For example, Israel. Israel is one of the most excited innovation environments in the world, ecosystems. Israel is a very small country and just have 9 million of people. If you have a look here, in 2019, they were able to export almost 12 billions of dollars just for concept of technology. You know, and Israel, as you know, is a country that have a lot of trouble with, for example, with the neighbors. The land, they didn't have a lot of land to, for example, for production of food. They didn't have a good water. And in comparison, Colombia, I am Colombian, I was born in Colombia. You can have a look here. Colombia is so much bigger than Israel. We are almost 47 million of people. And in the same year, we just export for concepts of technology, 759 millions of dollars. That is what's mean innovation, when you bring the concept to mix technology and the local capacities to develop business. This business, the effect of all those businesses is that, for example, the people get and improve the quality of life. They are able, for example, to get more experience, to study more, to have better quality of life. And for example, things as simple like to feed your people is able thanks to technology. This is a great example. Tomato cherry. I don't know if you know, but let me explain you that tomato cherry is a technology developed in Israel. In a uni, the uni of Jerusalem developed the concept, the technology for this kind of tomato. That means that the tomato cherry, it was developed for humans. It's not the natural result of the nature. Another case is Estonia. Estonia is such a small country. Estonia just have 1 million of people. Or in this moment, I am in Tallinn, in the capital of Estonia, having a look how is the local environment here, and is so excited this environment, in special because when you see the numbers, 1 million of people, of citizens, and they have the most quantity of unicorns per million of inhabitants around the world. That means that they have a lot of big companies based on technology that they are selling more than $1 billion in so short time of period of time. And if you can compare, for example, with another country like Switzerland, Denmark, that's make you think that what's happening with the Latin America, what is our opportunity there? And in my opinion, our opportunity is to join or to all these trends in which we can use the technology to change all kind of industries. One such a great example is what is doing Tesla right now in USA. Innovation mass technology. Most of the people when think about Tesla, they think that Tesla, the main technology of Tesla is that those cars are electric, but it's not. The main point here is that Tesla is developing the self-driving based on artificial intelligence, and right now they are working. They have working 3 kinds of generation of that technology. And this is the result. Tesla was the first producer, the first company that was able to make profit from themselves. So that means that when they are able to sell a lot of those cars, part of that money is going into the business to develop new technology to make able that the company develop more and more technology. In Colombia, there is example, Eolo. Eolo is a Colombian electric car. But if you compare Eolo with Tesla, Eolo based all his technology is based just in that. It's a beautiful and electric car. But here, when you have a look about this, as I told you, the base of the key of the success of Tesla is not about electric. It's about one of the technologies of the whole revolution. That in this case is the AI. What I wanna let you know and invite you is to have a look or see in the technology a partnership that can make you able to achieve and improve the goals of your business. And when you have that kind of thinkings, you should know that there is 3 principles points that you should work if you wanna work with innovation staff in technology. The first one is get focused on the people. You wanna make a digital business. It's not just about digital. This is one of the main mistakes of the people and companies and entrepreneurs that wanna develop something new. It's about people. We are people working for people. What I mean is that whatever could be the technology, the principal point is that you have to be sure who is your client, what is the frustration of your clients, what are their pains, and if you can solve that with technology, you are going to get such a great company. But first, you have to know for who are you working on. And also, you should know what competence have to have your own team to develop that projects to solve that requires from your clients. This is the first one. But it's a great example. Starlink is a spin-off from SpaceX. I'm sure that you have heard before about the SpaceX. I'm not sure about if you have heard something about Starlink. Starlink right now is developing a new technology to connect all the work with fast internet. For example, this is the concept is that, for example, you can go wherever part in the world, just take your computer and connect from everywhere, from Amazonas if you like, from Patagonia if you like, or in a beautiful island in the middle of the Caribbean. Doesn't matter where you want to work, because the technology right now make you able to connect a world from everywhere. What I mean is that right now, when you want to, for example, develop a project and your team have the special skills to develop that solution, they can work from everywhere they want to work. And right now, you have to be sure that you have the enough skills to lead that kind of people, because after 2020, the world changed, and right now you need how you are going to lead what you need to lead to achieve and improve and solve the problem for your clients with your own team. The second one is the strategy. In this case, I highly recommend you buy or read this book, Business Model Generation. It was written for Alexander Ostenwalder. And right now, I think that is one of the most powerful tools that is right now is used in some of the better universities and business schools on the world around the world. And and why is because make easier to understand the concept and complexity about business strategy. And how they do that? They do thanks to graphics, you know. In this case, you can understand, for example, here, I am going to show you with here, who is your client, what your client needs, what are the expectations of your client, what are the pains, gains, or what are the jobs that your client expect that you do for him, what is your product, what is your value proposition. The concept of product, as you can see, is like a gift. So you are giving something, a product that on the eyes of this person should be something special, something nice to get. Here are the channels, the key channels, how you are to connect your value proposition with that client. And here, what are your strategies to get relation with the client? That means how you are going to gain them heart. What is your strategy to make income? What are your key resources to develop that business model? What are your key activities? That depends on what you are doing. Your key partners, and what are your costs to set up all this business model. All these, as you can see, make easy. Of course, this is a short conference, but if you wanna, you can have a look for me in LinkedIn, and I can send you the free version of this book. This book at the end is giving you the opportunity to understand in so easy way that you don't have to study a master business administration, an MBA or something like that, to understand a business. And as you know, you can be entrepreneur, you can be in a corporate environment, and you will need all this, because strategy is about how you are going to develop all the stuff that you have for mind, all the stuff that you want to achieve. And the last one is about process related with technology. As I told you, and we were talking about the main technologies when we are talking about corporate evolution. All this technology make you able to get a production of whatever, of a product, of a service, faster and cheaper. We were, for example, we were talking about Nubank, the Colombian case, when the Colombian guy that is in charge of the Brazilian company. In that case, if you have a look of the business model of them, let me show you here. One sec. here. Yeah, there we go. This is the case. This is a normal service of banking. Yes, but what make great this is that they don't need a normal office. All what they need is a team that are able to work from everywhere. And they understood, for example, that the clients, they don't want to go to the office. The experience of going to the office is not so nice for most of us. So they say, okay, if you want a credit card, you can get it. Just go into our website, give us your data, and we will check and we will send you your credit card. Even if you want the plastic one, But even if you didn't need it, that's a matter. You can just they are going to send you just the code. You are going to use the same data in your cell phone, and you are going to be able to pay everywhere. Here in Estonia, for example, they have similar case that is called TransferWise. Right now they changed the name and it's called Wise. And it's so interesting because it makes so cheap to send money to different countries in different currencies. What I mean is they are able to do all this because with a few people that have the capacity of develop new technologies and work from everywhere, they don't need the physical spaces. They don't need a lot of stuff, and even that, they are able to solve and fill the expectation of the clients. So that is why digital is more than a trend, it's our reality. And I really invite you to connect with all these topics because this is not the future. This is what is happening right now. For those that would like to talk about all this stuff, you are able to find me in LinkedIn, Mariano Doncel. I will be pleased if you need something and I can help you. It's fine. So thanks a lot for your time, and I will be waiting for your questions.